Nóid mar sin le Caibidil a hen, Sean Ruddy a Horla. So I might just go through the chapters, see Cad Horla and Shin, so you all know. On Scrissa Erin Luan. Now, Dumpsta Killian Che Scrissa is like to ruin something or destroy something. It can technically mean the big cleanup, but I don't actually agree with that translation. I think it's like Monday is just madness kind of thing. Ruddy gonna Scriss is to ruin or destroy something. But obviously whoever owned this book before me didn't agree. Alright, so on Rud the Horlian, make sure you know Canavi Shay, Nadia Dada Shock the Vian. On Rud the Horlian, this whole Actra, and it's all about the Act 3. What are the events that happen? On Actra Shah, it's on Chiad lower skull. Chiad always gets a H to differentiate it from 100. So on Chiad law, skull of Vian. Vrashe Fain, Grev she wrote Ogla dollar skull, Cor a Moher Brewer. So this becomes a theme in the book that his mother makes him do stuff, like good stuff, like pressures him to go to school. Later she pressures him to go on and finish school after being, when he was 12. Some people drop out when they're 12, but he didn't. And his mom who made him go on and do it. So then his mom saying, and Sha Bulik Tula Corda Nua, Beg to Gobra, then he says, Mom Tom Roviogla dollar skull. She looked at me all kind of pitiful, and she explained that the mom didn't want to go, or weren't allowed to go. So we see here that he's really sinanta. Another thing that you'll see through the book, that he's very innocent, that he thinks his mom can go to school with him. It's kind of cute. So here we learn about the Tradisúnar skull, that they all had nicknames. Ladavon was on Celtic, Lada was on Snake, Suit the Huguk Urim, Bhí an las anam céanna ag Maher an Chinner Bhí Shesin ar skull. So what's saying is that his nickname was Suit because that was his dad's nickname, so he got it too. Brian means trid, so in Rud Tágeist and Shaw, every day of the week there'd be a fight in school, and Muramiach Brian last year than Oris Bhí Count and Moharin Namruch said if there wasn't one in the Oris, being the big building, or behind the building, there'd be one down the Bohreen, down the little alley. In Shoig me dit fin gid vow to Brina a Vigam Fain. So here we see the first bit about the stíl, his style as a writer, because he says, I'll tell you about it. He's talking directly to the reader, so that's kind of important. Vi buglan karish galbin nirv she cord lumpsas. We get a lot of details. Another thing about his stíl, tugan shelon sunri bioga. So for example, if you were all writing about your first day at school or first year at school, you probably wouldn't remember all the little details of how your friends looked and that this guy was bigger than him, and things like that. So that's another thing about the style. He's got great memory, so he's got great detail in the book. Okay, Cadala Horla, so Vimer ag trid, so this is all about Fos, Vished ag trid and Sha, Vilme Mochar and Luchusa, so it's a lot of details again, summary about the trid, and we see that he's kind of, I don't know, Kroga? Maybe not Kroga, maybe you shouldn't be fighting. So Diog is a ditch, he put the fella into the ditch, so we find out, I probably should delete Kroga. I don't know, Cad Jeremy Shway, I'm sure you can think of some great adjectives for him as a person who's ag trid gaclaw. If you should go cruel a falla, so he's just giving us a lot of stuff about the guy. Then there's a bit of Grown here. Grown, the humour is more in the description and the way he describes it. It's not like ha Grown. But if you think about it, we're doing this instead of on Trial, which is where a woman killed herself and her baby for being rejected by society, puts her head in the oven. So in comparison to that there is humour. So, low bar. The Ground, we're going to say it's in the description. Tá sé sa chuirsíos atá ann. So in the description is the Ground, and that's like all up in here where he's talking about the way they were, bhí siad trid. Derek Session Gothoban, hug sé pokla na hAon, is dacliv, so the moon tour tá sé ar buile, is ulchon gwe, a little shanachel here, he says, it's the bad wind or an ill wind that doesn't blow for someone, means that he was kind of happy that the teacher came along. Chailin Voshar's a Kian, so the teacher lost his head. Was it her? Lost her head? To her. So she lost her head completely. And Cadala, Vimish Gonig Trade. So this is all about the Pell. And again, there's Ground going on in the Pell. The reason there's Ground is, again, in the Curtius in the description, he said that it wasn't like there was forwards and backs in Gacrod Marshin. One person would kick the ball, and then 20 people would be around the person with the ball, and then they'd kick the ball, and there'd be 20 people who would all run together. And then it said Dinna Bahawk Dino on Cool Boras. The most important person was the goalie. That person had to be big mar bimnig go big buic goin Lino chula cork and scrum rugby. So again, bit of humour here. He's describing his football like a scrum, that you'd have to be a big person in the goal because you could have 20 people around you all trying to score. And then again down here they're saying that if the football would go over the stone, because they didn't have proper goals, they only had stones, and then there'd be a fight. So imagine if you had like a jumper down as goalpost, and if it went over the jumper, you don't know, is it a goal, is it not? So sin an rud hAon, it just doesn't know. An cool of hAon. So again, bit of ground all about his sonry oiga. Okay, should Darren a capital leg, Darren got capital tag sonry again. It's important to note these pre pointy na capital Nadini of hAon, make sure you know Mike and Moher Vike, and then is fit at Ruddy Alea van Shin Fi Mike. We see the strongest trait is he can laugh at himself. He's kind of funny. Isler an Gershius an Trid. So Vina Buckley Tort Ida Bale, they were giving each other Dermish. They were giving out to each other. Istocha and Glickus, we see he's kind of smart because of the way he got Tomas into the ditch. As in the last video, the style it's very simple. So on Team Pliucht is simplicity, and he gives a Kuntus Bio Samul, which is a lively, interesting account of the scale. So Shin Capital a hen.